Well, hello there. If you, like me, are a bit lazy and like to be able to feed a crowd but don't want to spend all day in the kitchen, I've got you covered. I'm going to share with you 5 really budget-friendly and easy meal ideas that you can do to feed a crowd. Some of these will be vegetarian as well, so let's dive in. One of my all-time favorite meal prep salads is a quinoa salad that I found here on the internet, and I will link the recipe below to Denise, where I first found this recipe. This quinoa salad is absolutely amazing. It's very allergy friendly and you can really substitute it with pretty much anything. So I've cooked it here on the channel quite a few times before, and the original recipe calls for black beans along with the other ingredients. I often leave the black beans out because my husband and some of our other extended family are not huge fans of beans. But if you are a vegetarian and you eat a lot of beans, you would love this salad. It's easy to meal prep, it's easy to double, triple, quadruple the recipe, and it feeds the crowd. And you can make it as far as 3 to 4 days in advance. Have it in your fridge, give it a stir to get the dressing to really soak up all that beautiful flavor. This salad is absolutely amazing. The other thing you can do if you wanted to, just before you go to serve, is that you could sprinkle some feta cheese or something like that on top. It is a really versatile salad, and it's one that I have made and brought and meal prepped for lunches for my husband and I many a time before. So make sure to check that recipe out down below. It has saved me many a time. Next up, we have a fairly new one in my repertoire, but meal idea number 2 is pulled pork made in the Instant Pot. I've got a whole video where I made this and tested out my Instant Pot not long ago, so I will link that video down below for you, along with the recipe that I used for this pulled pork. But pulled pork is a really easy thing to make ahead of time. If you make it in the Instant Pot, it doesn't even heat up your kitchen, which is amazing on a hot summer day, which I know we have a few of those coming up where I live. And then you just really serve it up in a bun with some coleslaw or some other salad of your choice, either in the bun or on the side. This is such a great meal, and you can even make this ahead of time and freeze it in portions and then heat it up on the day when you are planning to cook it. So pulled pork is really not that hard to do. I was amazed at how easy it was in my Instant Pot. It's probably the one recipe I've cooked the most times so far in my Instant Pot. It feeds a crowd. You can easily make this ahead of time as well. Next up is one of my personal favorites, which is a whole grilled chicken. Obviously, if you're expecting a big crowd, you could grill up 2 chickens. Now, you can obviously do this outside. You can butterfly the chicken and do it on a barbecue, which won't heat up your house at all. You could cook it in the oven, or you could cook it like I do in a turbo oven, in which case you could even take the said oven and plug it in outside so it doesn't heat up your kitchen if you were really worried about that. If you didn't want to heat up your kitchen at all, you could head to your local supermarket and pick up an already grilled chicken, which is not usually very expensive, and then you don't have to deal with any of the cooking. Now, once you've shredded your chicken, there is so much you can do with it, and especially to stretch it to feed a crowd. You could feed the shredded chicken on the side of potato salad. I have a budget-friendly potato salad that I often make. I will link the recipe below. It is so easy to make yourself, and it's very basic ingredients, and it's pretty healthy considering all the carbs in there. But you could serve it with potato salad. You could serve this shredded chicken in a pasta salad. You could turn it into like a make-your-own chicken wrap station where you have some tortilla wraps and some different sauces and salads, and turn it into a bit of a salad tortilla bar. These sort of things are really easy to make, and if you like chicken, it is actually not that hard to cook up your own chicken, a whole chicken, and it's usually one of the cheapest per kilo prices you will find for chicken. So this is something we do all the time, and if you are hosting more people, just make sure that you add other little things so that the chicken stretches a little bit further. Now, you may not feel like cooking at all, in which case you might like idea number 4, which is basically a grazing platter for dinner. Now, depending on how many people you're feeding, of course, you may need to lean on some of the previous things as well. But if it's sort of a lunch style thing, I find that these things are really great. So what I would normally do is go and get one of those really long kind of baguette style things, cut them up in little slices, serve them up with some dips, some hummus, whatever dip that you like. You can even make your own dip with some yogurt or creme fraiche or something like that, with any flavors that you like. So that can kind of be your base. You could also do some chips if you have that on hand. And then just serve it up with some cold meats. You might have some ham or turkey or pepperoni or anything like that lying around. When it comes to fruit as well, I often do fruit and veg, so things like carrot sticks, cucumber sticks, celery sticks, whatever is in season and affordable where you are. Celery sticks dipped in peanut butter, by the way, might not be for everyone, but I really love it as a snack. You could also add things like watermelon, cantaloupe, anything like that that is affordable in your area. And the best thing of all, I think, about these sort of grazing platter style things is that you can make them as substantial as you want to, or if it's a really hot day and you just want to have stuff for people to nibble on coming back in from the beach or whatever you're doing during your holidays, you might just want to do something like that. The other cool thing you can do with a grazing platter is you can take those tortilla breads you may or may not have bought for the chicken meal idea and just basically put a tortilla bread down and put down any dips that you like, any meats that you like, and kind of roll them up with a little bit of cheese or something and cut them into little kind of medallions, so almost like sushi rolls, and serve them up like that as well. There are so many cool things that you can do with sort of a cold charcuterie platter, and you can go as fancy or as budget friendly as you want, and it can be a really substantial and refreshing lunch option. And sometimes the best option of all is the very easy option, which is doing a barbecue. I live in Australia, and here in Australia barbecues are kind of almost like the national dish, I don't know. But you can do a barbecue of anything that you like. You can do halloumi cheese, you could do burgers, sausages, vegetarian or not. You could do chicken wings, which we've done recently. There are so many things you can cook up on a barbecue outside. You don't need a fancy barbecue to cook up a feast for a lot of people. And naturally, if you wanted to stretch it a bit further, make sure that you've got burger buns or some breads to put the sausages in to make it a little bit more substantial. Typically, if we're hosting a barbecue, I will also pair it with 2 to 3 salads. My standard salad is a potato salad. Again, I will link that below. It's a very easy one to make. It does not take a lot of time, and you can make it the day before, so it's all ready to pull out of the fridge when your guests are about to arrive. Otherwise, obviously, green leafy salads. There are so many cool salad recipes out there. And if you wanted to, and you wanted a less substantial version of the quinoa salad I often make, is to make it the way that I've made it in this video that I will link down here below, and leave out the beans, leave out the other proteins, which means that you can let the barbecued items be the hero and the salad be the side. I hope you found some inspiration there in some of my ideas, but I'm sure you have plenty of your own as well. So if you've got some really good crowd pleaser meal ideas, please leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear some of your best recipes, and if you have links for said recipes, even better. I love having new ideas that I can cook up, and I'm sure we can all learn from each other. In the meantime, I hope you have a continued lovely festive season if you are celebrating. If you're not, I still hope you're having a good time, and I look forward to see you in the next video.